if you want to join there, you can. I will be trying to answer questions everywhere. So hi. We're live. I'm live on YouTube and Instagram at the same time. So if you see my eyes jumping around, that is why. All right. Hi, Amber. I see Amber's here. I think I saw a few other people too in the waiting room. So I'm excited. Let me know if you're here. I'd love to know. Hi, Octavia. I'd love to know if you're here. Let me know where you're from, some of you I probably know, but I would just love to hear what's going on with you in your world. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. So also, if you want to start dropping questions you have for me, you can do that on if you're in YouTube right now, you can do that. If you're on Instagram, I'm going to try and check that one as frequently as I can. But I'm so excited to talk email with you all today. And it's like literally my favorite topic in the whole world. So it's going to be really fun. Okay. Hi, Denise. Oh, my husband's here. My friend Camille's here. Hi, Camille. I owe you a text, Camille. ADHD life. All right. So I'm going to dive into some questions that I received on the back end, but please, if you are live, hi, Holly, drop a question because you get priority because you're here live. Oh, here's one actually on Instagram. So how many emails should be sent to a nurture after someone signs up for a freebie? Victoria, thank you for that question. Really appreciate it. So how many emails? So like how many is a good number in the sequence? I heard 11 is a good number. Okay. So my thought is probably most of my answers are going to be like this, right? It depends, but I would say it's really dependent upon what your goal is with the sequence, right? So if your goal is just to nurture, I think you need a few less than you would if you were doing a sales, like if you're trying to get them into a sales. If we're trying to get them into a sale, I think that then we have a longer sequence because we need more time to get them warmed up, feeling like they know you, being excited to hear from you, all of those kind of things, right? So it really just kind of depends on what your goals are. So I actually teach this in my welcome sequence workshop that I talk about. I think there's like kind of three main things we do with a, welcome sequence, nurture sequence when people enter our world. And it's either nurturing them or we are going into a sales, like we want to sell them into something. Or we also sometimes just want to get them on a call, right? Like we want them to take a deeper dive with us. And something else that might change how we show up as far as how many emails we send is the price of your offer. So if your offer is a higher end, you're probably going to need more touch points. Whereas if it's a low ticket, you probably don't need quite as many. So a general framework, as far as Victoria asked me for general framework for how many emails, I typically keep it somewhere around 5, but often that's anywhere that can go up to 7 or 8, depending again on your goals, what you're wanting people to do and all of that kind of stuff. So let me know if that answers that for you, Victoria, if you have any other questions. Yeah, if anyone else has a question, feel free to drop it. Oh my gosh. Hi, everyone. I see some more people have popped on. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Kristen. Okay. Any other questions here? Let me know. I'm going to pop over to my other questions I received. Okay. So somebody asked me this question. This one was actually DM'd to me. And I don't know about you, but like lately my DMs have been like questionable. Like they won't like stay in my DMs. So if I ever scroll back, they're like gone. So if you ever DM me and I did not DM you back, it's probably this ghost DM thing I have. So please DM me again. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. And I apologize if I missed one of your questions and or just you were communicating with me. But this person asked me essentially, they were saying, what do you do about getting people on your email list that are already clients of yours, right? That maybe that you never had added them to your email list or they've been clients for years. This actually happened to me in my photography business, is that I had all my clients, right? And I didn't really have an email list when I first started doing, I didn't have an email list for most of my wedding career, honestly. But how do you get them on your list, right? So technically, like legally, we cannot add somebody to our list without explicit permission. So this even means if you have an intake form and somebody fills it out, you cannot add them to your email list. I know some of you have done that before. I've done that before too. I get it. It's a problem. It's okay. We'll fix it. But you technically can't do that. So one thing I would recommend is make sure you have a little checkbox on your intake form that asks people if they want to be added to your email list. And you can make it juicy, right? Like, I'm going to send you tips. Like in my case, when I was doing weddings, I would say like, do you want tips on how to plan your wedding or how to like have the most amazing wedding photos ever? And I'm going to tell you, I was actually surprised. Almost everyone checked that box. And I actually have it for my email business too. And almost everyone checks it too. Like I'm like, do you want emails about emails that are super fun and, informational, or what? I say it better than that, but that's essentially what I say. And almost everyone clicks it. So I would be sure to add that to your form. Now, for clients that you've had in the past that did not get added to your email list, what I would recommend doing, you can do two ways. One, I would just send an email to them, not adding them to your email list, but you can send an email, like a mass email. You can do this in your email provider. Just make sure you tag them that they're not on your main list. Send them an email and ask them, just be like, hey, would you like to be on my email list? Click here, and then just add them to your email list. They've opted in, all that kind of stuff. Now, if you have a really good relationship with your clients, like I had a really good relationship with my clients, I felt okay sending them an email, letting them know they were going to be on my email list and they could unsubscribe if they didn't want to. Now, again, it's a gray area of legalities, right? So because I knew my clients so well, and it was literally not that many people, I was able to reach out to them directly. So that's just some ways that you can get some clients on your email list that aren't already there. But I wouldn't just start emailing them or start adding them into a sequence. I would give them some sort of email letting them know, like, hey, would you like to get emails from me? Because sometimes people want to sign up with a different email address, right? Like that's what my problem is sometimes I fill out forms for other client, like if I'm like going to be on a podcast, and I put my business email in there, but I don't want emails to my business email because then it bogs down my inbox and I never read them there. So I have an email that I use just for collecting emails where I'll sit and read these emails when I have time. I'll respond to emails. I'll be a better email subscriber to you. So I don't want to put my business email in there. I want to put my other email in there. Something else I saw somebody do to get more people on their email list, and I thought was brilliant, was once you filled out the intake form, it redirected you to her email sign up. And I thought that was genius. So genius. So go steal it. Okay. Other questions I have here. I saw one more here. Okay, hold on. All right. So Heidi asks, I'd love to hear what your approach would be to post-event to leads like post-wedding show. Ooh, I just did this with one of my members. I have a lot of clients in that boat. Okay, I just did this with one of my members. It was incredible. So she was asking me like if she should do this wedding event. And I was like, I would make sure you're going to leverage it in some way that you can make sure you're going to get more leads, because just going to some of these wedding shows is great. It's good exposure, but you're kind of waiting for them to write you. And so you don't really have anything. So I was like, let's come up with a way to get people on your email list. And so for her, we came up with a few different things, like a giveaway would be a really fun thing that you could do and people are going to sign up for. So she's a calligrapher. So she was offering like something calligraphed for them, like their envelopes or something like that. But something you could do would be like, if you're a photographer, you could offer a free engagement session or a free portrait session or something like that. If you don't want to do a portrait session, you could offer them like maybe a discount off of your packages too. You could say something like, get X off if one person will win this, that kind of thing. You could also do, like if you're a planner, you could offer something like that too. Like you could have some sort of either discount. If you don't want a discount, you could have an add-on, like maybe you'll offer, I don't know, you'll pick their restaurants for them to choose for their rehearsal dinner or something like that. They could win that for free, right? Or if they sign up for your email list, you'll give them a list of that. That could be good too, as a good freebie of like, I'll give you a list of all the best places to have a rehearsal dinner or something. Like, again, that would be very niche to the area you're in, but you could expand that more too. So hopefully that kind of gives you some ideas there. But then what I would do too is once you have those people joining your list, let's put them in a special welcome sequence, because I often see this. I actually saw this recently. Heidi and I are in the wedding. I was in the wedding space. We're both in the wedding space in some degree. I saw this recently that I was on a summit and people when they emailed me, they just added me to their main email list. And when I started getting these emails, I was like, who is this? Like, why are they emailing me? Like, who is this? I don't even know this name. And it was just like a weird email because I never got like a welcome. I never got like a, hey, I'm so and so. I got your email from blah blah blah. And like, you don't have to be that specific, but it would have been helpful in this situation because I was like, I don't know who this is. I'm unsubscribing. And this feels like spam, even though I had signed up for it because it was through a summit, right? So I would really think about just that beginning journey with your client. Again, this is something I go over in my welcome sequence workshop way in depth, and that's coming back soon in like April, I think. So if you're interested, hit me up and I'll get you the waitlist. Okay. Octavia says, what if you say on the contact form by submitting this form, you'll be added to the email list? Oh, you could probably do that. I still like to give people the option mainly to join your email list. In case anyone missed it, we talked about getting people on your email list from your intake form. And so I still like to give people the option. So I make mine just an optional checkbox for people. And like I said, almost everyone checks it. I like making it optional for two reasons. One, I don't want people on my list that don't want to be there, right? Like, and I've heard this before of like, if you're inquiring with me, you probably want to hear more from me. And I'm like, yeah, then just let them check the box. But if they, again, maybe they use a different email like I do too, right? And they want to be on your list, but not necessarily in that with that email, or, they want to have correspondence in one email and not another. So I just like giving them the option. So hopefully that answered that. Okay. I had a few other questions on the gram. Okay. Kylie. Hi, Kylie. I don't know if you're still here, but hi. What time period do you space out launching to your list? Ooh, that's such a good question. Kylie asked like literally the best questions. So I think that, it's okay. There's so many ways to go. This is the thing about email, right? It's so nuanced and it really depends on your business, your goals, and what you're doing. And that's why it's great. Like, if you're in my membership, it's something we can really dive into really deeply is like, okay, what is your strategy? What are you wanting to do? How are we going to get you there? And like I said, email is just such a nuanced thing. So as a rule of thumb, a lot of people will tell you, you kind of want to nurture and then sell, nurture, then sell, nurture, then sell. Whereas that can work really well. And that can also, you can sell in every email and sell as much as you want. So as far as spacing out launching, something we have to keep, I actually saw this today. Something we have to keep in mind is that we will quote unquote lose subscribers when we launch. So you may want to space it out a couple weeks in between just to kind of give people a breather. I like to do that. Like if I just do a big launch and I'm emailing kind of regularly, I like to space out selling. Like I like to give them some value for a while before not necessarily sell again, because I'm kind of always selling in my emails, right? Like you can always buy, but I'll give them a lot more value. But honestly, a lot of my emails have a lot of value. So yeah, sorry, that's not a very defined answer here for you, but I would say giving a week or two in between is a good rule of thumb. And you can go as long as you want to, if you want to go a month. And the other thing you might want to take into consideration and keep in mind is that if you are launching like your signature program, like if I was launching my membership, for instance, I may want to take more time in between the launches because I really want people to like focus and be excited about that launch. So hopefully that kind of helps it. I want to kind of like keep things dependent on my goals. So if you follow up questions on launching, again, it's a huge topic, hit me up. Also, I love Octavia says, girl, I'm already designing a redirect to join my list. Yeah, I think that was like one of the most brilliant things I've seen. Okay, I saw another question here from Victoria. She said, I have MailerLite, but I find it confusing to see segments and connected emails. I may need you to expand on that if you're still here, Victoria, but okay, so MailerLite can be a little confusing because they have different segments. Every platform has different names for the same things. So this is kind of a fun thing I had to teach inside of my email club university was that like, okay, if you're in this platform, this is called this. So in MailerLite, they have groups, which is essentially segments in most email providers. And then they have I think tags, is that what it's called? I can't remember, but they have another one that you can break them down by. And so it can get very, very confusing in there once you start trying to map things out and figuring out how to make sure your stuff isn't crazy. And like I said, okay, perfect. I was going to say, Victoria, if you're still here. Okay, my question is related to the one above. Why email marketing provider should, or what email marketing provider should I use as a new business starter? Okay, hold on. Before I finish there, on segmenting in general, what I would think about, because like I said, every email provider is different. What I like to think about is what main categories do I want? And I go a little crazy on mine. So because, I'm an email person. So my categories are kind of insane. And I'm in Flowdesk where we only have one option. That is, I think it's called segment. Like you have a segment and that's it. And so you can only use that. So I have a bajillion of them. And I just have a system of like, if somebody's purchased something, I'll put purchase offer name. So you may want to do this with your segments too, of like, purchased offer name, warm lead, or maybe you want to call it like clicked on sales page for offer or something, right? Like I would just have a very strategic naming system. Maybe I'll do a YouTube video on that. How about that? I'm gonna write that down. I'll do a YouTube video on organizing our lists because I feel like we could all use it. Okay. My question is relating to, okay. So, should I, as a new biz starter, so if you're new to business, what email provider? I kind of thought this question would come up. I had it on my, which email provider should you use? I am working on a YouTube video about this. I will probably try and record that today, of what email provider to use. So my thought is whichever email provider you will use regularly is the right email provider for you. So it really doesn't matter which one you use as long as you will use it. So that is honestly the best choice. However, some options for you, depending on that might help you make that choice are, so I do love Flowdesk. I'm a partner with them. If anyone wants 50% off, I have a code for you. I'll drop that somewhere. I don't know if I can leave a link somewhere, but I'll leave it for you. You can grab it in my bios and stuff too, or just DM me. But essentially, I love Flowdesk. They added some new Flowdesk workflow things this week, y'all. And I have not had time to dive into them, but I glance at it and it's very exciting. But anyway, Flowdesk is great. It's easy to make emails look pretty. I like that it's cost effective because you don't pay per subscriber, which drives me crazy. Like I feel like other platforms kind of nickel and dime you a little bit when it comes to that. And so you don't have to be worried about your email list growth as much, like, or paying more for your email list growth. So I do love that about it. And like I said, it's just very user-friendly and it's one of my favorites. So I recommend Flowdesk a lot, but if you want to go free, some options you could check out would be MailerLite, LITE for MailerLite. It's a great option. Hola, Remy. It's a great option for you if you are looking that's one I actually run my husband's business through is MailerLite. It's easy to use. Yes, it can get confusing with the tags and segmenting and stuff like that, but honestly, you can just start and we can figure that out as you go, especially if you're like in my world at all. And, you can start watching some videos or come into my membership and I can help you with that. But I like it. It connects with most platforms. It's great. Another one that people are really loving right now, and they just offered a newer, better free version, which is ConvertKit. It's now called Kit. They have quite a bit. I think you get up to like 25,000 subscribers free, but I think you only get one sequence free. So do know that. They're great. I think they have a really good platform. It works pretty well. I don't know if it's just me, my ADHD, or what. I struggle with figuring out that platform a little bit, not because it's not good, but because things aren't where I expect them to be. And like flows are sometimes like workflow sequences are in workflow sequences, the emails look different and things are in different spots than if you're just in a regular campaign, which I'm like, why is this different? And it's very confusing to me. So again, this might just be my ADHD brain. I'm not knocking them whatsoever, but I do definitely find it confusing. Oh, Emily, hi. So I find them a little bit weird. And then I have some issues sometimes with their sequences. In fact, I was having one with a client yesterday, but I think I figured it out. Their chat program is great. So if you do have problems with anything, you can literally chat with their support and they will like fix it for you on the spot, which is honestly one of the best things about it. So I think they're pretty good too. And then obviously my email buddy is here from Mailer or MailChimp. Where am I? MailChimp. And I know MailChimp gets a bad reputation sometimes out there because when we were first in the email world, like years and years and years ago, the platform left a lot to be desired, but they've gotten much, much, much better now. And I love them. I actually will design a MailChimp email and a Flowdesk email side by side and ask you all. I'll do it soon. I'll ask you all which one you like better. And almost every time, they're like almost identical. And almost every time the MailChimp one outweighs the Flowdesk one, like almost every time. And no one can guess when I do a MailChimp one. I'm like, which provider is this? And they're always like, I don't know. And they're like, this is MailChimp? How'd you do this? So MailChimp's changed a lot. If you haven't looked into it, it's a great platform too. And it's fairly affordable. Emily, you can maybe tell us. I think it's pretty affordable. She may not know the pricing off the top of her head. I can never keep them all straight. But it's pretty good. Okay, let's see. So, okay, please, which provider should I switch to then? Yeah, I mean, Victoria, honestly, if you're liking MailerLite, I think you're fine there and you can always switch later. But if you're not liking it and you're not using it because of that, like I would definitely switch to one of the other ones that are out there. I mean, like, yeah, my friend Emily literally just said there's so many good platforms out there. There really are. And like I said, you really can't go wrong. As long as you will use the platform, it's the right platform for you. And there's no perfect platform out there. Like my email friends and I joke that we need to start our own email platform because if anyone knows a good developer, I'll consider it. Yeah, we literally cannot find one that has everything like a small business owner needs. Okay, so can you do the same things on Flowdesk and Kit? Yes, you can do pretty much the same things. You can actually do more in Kit. Excuse me, I keep wanting to call it ConvertKit. You can do more in ConvertKit/Kit than you can in Flowdesk. You have a little bit more control over things. However, I need to go look at all the new Flow stuff that Flowdesk just put out, because one of the things I saw is you can re-put people through a welcome sequence now in Flowdesk, which is huge. We weren't able to do that for a while. And then one of the other things I think I saw was that you can like now date things better. So I need to go play around because they might be pretty comparable. And like I said, I love that they don't charge you per subscriber. So I find it's pretty cost effective. But ConvertKit's not all that expensive either. All right, let's see. Any other questions here? What if you say on the conduct? Oh yeah, I already read that one. Okay. Also, hi. Okay. I'm glad we're in the same ADHD game together. Oh my God. Has anyone else who has ADHD, has it been worse this week than usual? Like one of my clients has it too. And we're like, what's going on? Is this like a universe thing or just a us thing? Like it's definitely been crazy. Oh, thanks, Victoria. Thanks for coming. Yeah. So if anyone has any other questions, let me know. I'm going to go back. I had a few other ones that were submitted. Okay, I already did that one. Somebody said, how the F do I grow this list? I have a freebie. How do I get people to want it? Oh my God, I love it. Okay. I do go really in depth in growth strategies inside my email club membership, which doors are closing on Friday and not reopening till summer. So if you are interested in getting more into email, learning email, making email like your best friend, making it so easy for you to just getting consistent with it, right? Something you actually sit down and look forward to doing every day. Highly recommend getting in there. And you don't even have to do it every day. That's the best part. You can do it once a week max if you really want to, maybe even less if you batch. But as far as growing your list, several major things. I think I have a YouTube video about this potentially. And if I do, I will link y'all. But biggest thing I see people that just are not doing with their email list is talking about it. Like literally, it's that simple. And I'm sure a lot of you heard that just now. Are like, oh, yeah, I'm not. I'm not. And it's okay because I'm guilty too, right? Like we're guilty of just not talking about it, right? So that is a huge one. Is I would make it a point to, if you're obviously we're on Instagram and YouTube, but I would be sure if you are on Instagram, like share it on your stories once a week minimally that you have an email list and give them a reason to join, right? Like not just like, hey, get my newsletter, which can work, but you could say like, hey, if you want to learn about, like for me, I would say, hey, I send an email tip, a prompt, and give you all the goods, all the upcoming or recent news about email in my email list, like sign up here. Most people do. Or another strategy I like to use is I send my emails every Friday. So on Thursdays, I usually share what I'm writing in my email that week. So I'm like, hey, or I just did this week. I was like, I'm talking about my childhood crush or childhood, I don't know, I was a teenager, but my childhood crush in my email tomorrow. So if you are interested in hearing about that, be sure to get on my email list, right? And so many people hop on because it's intriguing, right? So these are just some fun ways. Again, I'll give you guys a free resource too. I have a free resource for some story slides you can use to share about your list. I'll send that. I'll put that in the link on YouTube. I don't know if I can put links. I can put links. No, I can't put links in Instagram, but I will put them it's in my bio. I'm pretty sure. So you can go grab it. But yeah, talking about your list, great way to share it. A freebie is also great. So you can use the freebie and talk about your freebie, talk about what they're going to learn, what the win is they're going to get out of that freebie. Why should they even get it, right? Like our inboxes are insane places right now. So how can we get people interested? Isn't that funny? You create something for free and you have to still convince people to get it. So it is what it is. Human nature. But yes, so if you want to get more people to get on your email list, talk about it, talk about your freebie, what they're going to get out of their freebie, why it's so, so important for them to have in their lives. And make sure something I see people do in their freebies, which we talk about this in Money Making Freebie, which is inside of my email club membership. We talk about how you really need to make sure, a lot of times I see people putting freebies out there that don't necessarily hit their client where they need to come in to be in the buyer journey. So an example, because I know that's really confusing. An example would be, I used to see this a lot in the wedding space that I would see photographers say, oh, I'm going to do a freebie about what to wear to your engagement session. And I was like, love it. I think that's a great freebie. However, are you wanting to book engagement sessions or you want to book a wedding? Because if you're wanting to book a wedding, by the time people are researching what they're going to wear to their engagement, they're probably already have booked a photographer. So that'd be a great thing to give to your clients, but we want to hit them before they have booked a photographer. So these are the kind of things I see with freebies often happening is here's a great idea, something people will want, but it doesn't necessarily lead back to a paid offer or getting on a call with you or however we're, getting people into your offers. Okay. So that's growing your list, freebies. Let's see. Okay. Somebody also asked me to, and also if you have more questions, I know we still have some people here. So if you have more questions about email, feel free to drop them. I'm gonna have some of my tea here. Do y'all like my mug? It's from Ted Lasso. She's a boss ass bitch. Hopefully I can say that on YouTube. We're gonna find out. Anyway, yeah. So if you have questions on either Instagram or YouTube, again, that's why my eyes are ping ponging here. Drop them for me so I can answer you. It's so nice to see so many people. I was scared I was gonna be all alone. Okay. Another question I got was, do you recommend batching your emails? Yes, 100%. If you can manage batching your emails, 1000% do it. Why not, right? Sit down the first day of the month and write 4 emails and be done for the month, or as many as you need if you're in a promotional period, because you should be sending more if you're in a promotional period. But if you can do that, if your brain works like that, oh my gosh, please do that. I do not have a brain. I was not blessed with a brain that does well with batch working. I write my emails week by week. Sometimes I write my emails and send them pretty soon after I write them. I know that a lot of people would poo-poo that and be like, what are you doing? You need to spend more time, blah, 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 right? But I was it's just what works for me. I don't know. Again, maybe this is an ADHD thing. Maybe it's just who I am as a human. I'm just not a great batcher. So I don't. So don't feel badly if that's you. You can literally, I know I'm sending my emails on Friday morning. So Thursday nights, I know I'm sitting and writing my email. So I just block my schedule that way, kind of. I mean, it's not always a perfect science, but that's what I do. So if like I said, if you work well with batching, highly recommend it. Okay. Any other questions, y'all, or any other, questions? We can talk strategy too, if anyone has anything there. Hi, Isra. I was so excited my email friends came. I feel like it's like Clubhouse. Does anyone remember Clubhouse? I just told my other friend, Isra knows her. I was just telling my other friend yesterday, I was like, I kind of miss Clubhouse. So I felt the urge to just go live because I miss talking to people. So maybe I'll have to do this more often. Let me know if you're liking this, and I should do this more often because I'd be game if you're all game. Yeah, Isra, we should do this, Isra. We'll go live because Isra and I used to go live in Clubhouse all the time. We used to do it like weekly, and it was, I mean, it was a time suck, but it was fun. At least I enjoyed it, but I'm a nerd who loves talking about email. So yeah, if you have any other questions about email, go ahead and drop them for me. In either, I'm on both Instagram and YouTube right now. Otherwise, I think that's the questions I have at this moment in time. If you are struggling with email, or if you're just like okay with email, but you're just not seeing the results you're wanting to see, I highly recommend checking out Email Club membership. Like, I heard somebody say yesterday, like, we're not going to use the word shameless plug anymore because what's shameful about plugging our work that's going to change lives? So this is just, yeah, honestly, I would love to have you inside there because inside the membership, I go really deep into these things. We have a strategy call like this every single month. It's actually live, so you can come and talk too in those calls. So you don't have to feel like you just have to put in the chat, like we can have a full conversation. We've mapped out complete welcome sequences in there. I mentioned earlier how I helped one of our members figure out she got 60 people on her email list from a wedding show because she just literally had a strategy going in. And then she also connected with like 20 planners to refer her. So like we really can go as deep as you need. I'm also doing email reviews in there. So if you have like a funnel you want reviewed, I have a girl who just did a quiz that she's going to get reviewed. So if you like want just some, and it's like a really great price for this too. Check it out and see if it's right for you. If you're not sure, feel free to get my DMs. I'd be happy to chat with you about it and see if it is a good fit for you. I really don't want you in there if it's not. I actually had a girl tell me and she's like, yeah, I just can't afford it. I was like, then don't do it. And she was like, what? No one's ever told me that before. I'm like, no, I would literally not want you to spend money you don't have. Like, that's not cool. I know people do that, but that ain't me. So if you have any, like I said, questions or want to talk about if email club membership's right for you, I'm happy to do that. And a little sneak peek for you since you're here. I'm going to be doing a clean your email list next month. I keep thinking next week because next week is already March, but it's next month. We're going to be doing a clean your email list. So this is great if you have, like, I know we've all worked so hard to grow our lists, right? And it feels weird to maybe clean it because I need to clean mine too. But you're just starting to see lower open rates, not as much engagement. It might be time to just refresh that list. And also, if you're on any other platform than Flowdesk, it's going to save you money because you're not going to be paying for all these subscribers that aren't engaging or interacting or even opening your emails. This is something big entrepreneurs do not do. I actually just dropped a big YouTube video about this today. That like, I was shocked. I was literally shocked by how many big celebrity entrepreneurs who teach you about email are not doing this. And I can't even imagine how much money they'd save if they just clean their list. But yeah, I'll let you go watch that video. But anyway, we're doing a list cleaning and, yeah, my friend Isra is here. She's a deliverability expert for email. She's amazing. And also love it. Bye, Emily Ryan. Oh my God, I love my email friends. I'll have fun. I'll talk to you soon. But anyway, so Isra says list cleaning is the biggest deliverability problem in 2025. Like literally, because if there are just dead email lists, dead emails sitting on your email list, that like, people either aren't on that account anymore or just got deactivated or whatever, it looks really bad for your sender reputation. And so it can actually put you in the spam folder, which actually I think, I don't know if it's happening to me so much, but I've just not seen the results I want to see right now with all my stuff. So I'm going to be cleaning my list. I want to show you how to do it. And I was on a call right before this with my coach, and I told her the strategy I have for cleaning my list that I've literally never seen anyone do. I've never seen anyone talk about it. Maybe they're doing it behind the scenes, but I've never seen anyone talk about it. And I told her what it was, and she was speechless. She's like, that's so smart. That's like one of the smartest things I've ever heard. And so she was just taken aback by it. And she's, heard thousands of things from people. So I'm gonna show you how I do this. So that's coming soon. I have a wait list for that if you want to hop on it. And I will say, if you're on the wait list, you're gonna get a huge bonus. So highly recommend hopping on there if that is of interest to you. But since I don't have any other questions, unless anyone else has email questions they want to drop, I'll give it a second here. I will happily answer whatever you got for me. And otherwise, I'll let you go in a second here. So let me know if you have anything else, anything lingering, anything that popped up for you. Otherwise, you can find me. I basically live on Instagram. That's true. You can find me in my DMs there. I'm at Mrs.Vondy, Vondy, V as in Victor. So you can find me there, and I'd love to connect with you. I also love to spend some time on Threads lately too. But I do like Instagram because you can do more DM conversations. And I'm trying to get better at TikTok, y'all. I'm trying. I'm just not. I kind of just drop random things there, like complaining about my husband. Oh, I'll tell you before we go. I'll give you the tea. My husband got an email yesterday, I think he said, from this company that was a guitar. They're like a guitar reseller. Like he resells some of his like gear through them. And he sold a guitar at least 6 months ago. And they emailed him and said that they didn't charge him enough. So they're taking more money out of his account. And okay, that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to go into the whole thing about the ethics of that. But I was like, first of all, a small business owner would never do that. Never. Can you imagine emailing your clients like 6 months after and being like, actually, I decided you owe me more money. Like, what the? And then the other thing about that was like, these people, it was like for $32 too. Like, I'm like, you're potentially going to ruin your reputation over $32. Anyway, my point is that if you're sitting there in your feels about sending an email, this company literally emailed their people to I'm sure he wasn't the only one, to like sleuth this money out of them. So don't be afraid to send the email. Just send the email, because like if they can do that, you can send an email to people who have literally asked to be on your email list and hear from you. So I'll leave you on that note. If you, again, all we're going to do is we're going to send the damn email. So if you're feeling weird about sending the email, send the damn email, and let me know if you have any questions about either email strategy, the membership, any of my other offers, and you want to get inside so you can make email amazing in 2025 for you. All right. Thank you all for being here. I love you and appreciate you so, so, so much. And I will see you soon.